Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Like many people, I have a Nintendo Switch, and one of the cool things that you can do with the Switch is use it portable, or you can also dock it to your TV. This is the dock that the Switch comes with. As you can see, it's pretty big. It's got USB-C, a USB port, and HDMI out on the back, and you've got to slide the Switch in. And also, obviously, you've got to have your power brick. But I saw something on Kickstarter called the Dongii. It's a bit of a weird name, but I guess it's kind of like a play on dongle. And it's supposed to be a smaller Switch dock, and also works for other USB-C stuff as well. But yeah, it finally came. Obviously, you know, backing stuff on Kickstarter is a bit of a risk, but this one did turn up. But yeah, let's crack it open and have a look. As I was saying, some stuff on Kickstarter can be a bit of a risk. I'm still waiting for a light bulb, smart light bulb that I backed in, I think, that 2015, 2016. I've pretty much given up all hope of that turning up, but you know, some stuff does pay off. So this is the actual packaging. You can see it's pretty small, so that's good. It says Dongii Gen 1. It's got USB-C, USB-A and HDMI, just like the actual Switch dock. So I'm already disappointed about one thing, which I've noticed already, and I'll explain that more in a second. But yeah, some of the specs. So it's got USB-C output, so it does audio, video and power like you'd expect. So this supports the Switch, MacBooks and any other laptops, or even a smartphone that's got TV output. So yeah, so my suspicions were right. Their campaign on Kickstarter was a little bit misleading. It seemed to imply that they would give you the 65 watt GAN charger with it, but clearly that was a higher perk. Why they then took extra from me to get the adapters for it, for the different plugs, I'm not sure, because they haven't sent an actual adapter, but okay, whatever. We'll put that one down as a loss. Well, a loss for me. But this is the actual dock. You can see it's tiny, right? So I mean, I knew it was going to be small when I saw it on Kickstarter, but I mean, this is just ridiculous, which in a good way. So yeah, when you compare it to, like I said, this is the actual Switch dock, and then this is the Dongii. It's just, you know, it's unbelievable really how they managed to condense it all. So obviously the regular Switch dock has a few more USB ports, but other than that, you're not really missing out on anything. So all you have to do is slot it into a USB C PD charger. So I'll go grab my Apple one in a second. And then yeah, we'll give it a go. Okay, so I've got a few things ready for it. I've plugged in the Apple adapter, and you can see I've got a HDMI cable down there as well. So here's the Dongii again. Again, if you didn't see it before, there's the Type C, USB-A and HDMI. I do believe that's a USB 3 port as well, so that's good. It is a bit light, which is good for it being portable, but I'm not sure how well it's going to last. So I'm just going to plug that in. We'll plug HDMI into it. They do make a version with Bluetooth built in as well, but I don't have a need for that, so I didn't buy that. Okay, so that's all plugged in. Okay, my Switch is charging at the moment, so I'm going to try it out on my iPad Pro just to make sure everything works. So the iPad is actually probably what I'm going to use it on most anyway, because that's the device I travel with most. You can see the iPad has detected the monitor. Okay, there we go. So I'm sure you can see that on the monitor now. The iPad's come up. I mean, yeah, it's working about as well as you expect it to. I'm not sure if there's a way to check whether 4K is working at all. My monitor's not 4K anyway. But yeah, everything looks good. So you can see it's just the one cable connected into the iPad, and then it's displaying on the monitor as well. So that's nice. Yeah, so now we just need to wait for my Switch to charge a bit so we can see if it works on that, which is the main thing. Okay, so it works well with the iPad, but for some reason I can't get it to work with the Switch. Okay, so I did email the company and they got back to me pretty quickly. And it turns out, although the Switch supports USB C PD, there's lots of different voltages and amperages that it can that PD covers. And for the Switch to go into docked mode, it has to be getting 15 volts. So even if it's getting 15 watts that it supports from like 5 volts, 3 amps, for example, it won't go into dock mode, so it needs to be 15 volts. And I checked on my Apple charger that the Apple charger doesn't do 15 volts. It does 87 watts, so the wattage isn't the problem, it's just the voltage it does it at. And I checked with the actual Switch charger, and that does do 15 volts, obviously, because it's designed for the Switch. So that seems to be what's not making it go into dock mode. So I had a look on Amazon, and I picked up this Choetech 61 watt PD charger. So this one does do 15 volts. So it can do 5 volts 3 amps, 9 volts 3 amps, 12 volts 3 amps, 15 volts 3 amps, 20 volts 3 amps, and 20.3 volts and 3 amps. So that gets it all the way up to 61 watts. And it is also a gallium nitride charger. So it is also pretty small. Here it is out the box, and you can see it's pretty small, and it's just got the one USB-C output. It's pretty heavy, surprisingly, but it's fine. Obviously the UK plug is a bit chunky. Hopefully this should do the trick, and it's a good size to go along with the Dongii dock, so let's give it a go. So there it is again. You can see again how small it is, and these are pretty similar sizes, so it does fit together quite nicely. So plug it in, and you can see overall it's still, you know, fits in the palm of your hand for the whole thing, and that'll give you your USB-C, USB-A like I said, and HDMI. So we'll plug it in now and give it a go. It's all plugged in, and this is the USB-C cable. You can see the switch there. Okay, just plugging it in. You can see it's charging, it's good. It's a good start. Let's switch HDMI inputs. Okay, there we go, it came up straight away. So it was the 15 volt thing that's the issue. So you can see this switch is plugged in and it's displaying up on the screen. Okay, you can see the Joy-Cons are off and everything's working fine. Not too much to say now that it's actually working. But yeah, it's a much more portable setup than taking the actual switch dock. And you can see everything works fine. So that's just the key thing to remember, I guess, is that you need to have a 15 volt. You need to have a USB C PD charger that's capable of doing 15 volts. Let me just show you now. Everything's working fine. So you can see even compared to the Apple charger, it's much smaller. So you've got the Choetech charger and the Dongii on the right, and the Apple charger on the left. It's 87 watts versus 61 watts, but still for the size it's pretty good. And the Choetech charger was only about £20, which is a pretty good deal I think for a gallium nitride USB C PD charger. And yeah, definitely now this makes it a very good option now for taking my Switch on the go. And also you can still use it with other USB C PD devices as well. So yeah, let's go now to the conclusion. Okay, so I wish I knew about the 15 volt thing before, but now that I know, this is actually a pretty good option as a portable switch dock. I mean, that's the size with a gallium nitride charger together. It's tiny. I mean, I'll show you again a comparison between that and the actual switch dock. You could literally fit 4 or 5 of these in your bag for the same size as one switch dock. And obviously this switch dock, that's not even with power. So this is power, HDMI, USB, USB-C, all in one go now. When you get them combined, you can buy it from their website now rather than the Kickstarter campaign. I think it's about £46 the conversion. It's a little bit pricey, but I've not seen anything that's this size and is an actual fully fledged switch dock. So for that, to be honest, I think it is worth it. They do a GAN charger as well, which is 65 watts, which is again, it's about another £40. I don't think I'd recommend that. Because when you can get something like this Choetech one for about 20 quid, which I'll leave a link to in the description, you're probably better off doing that. But overall, this is a really good product. I'm pleased I backed it on Kickstarter, so I got a decent deal on that. And it's getting a place in my bag for if we're ever able to travel again normally. This is what I'm going to be carrying as my general USB-C docking option. So if you've got any questions about it, let me know in the comments, or even if you know some alternatives that I could check out, definitely let me know on that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.